Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize for the delay. We have AD Davis coming on. He should be back here shortly. He dropped off for a second, but he'll be back. Um, Again, thank you for joining us for a special edition of Strike Season Podcast. Myself, Doc Holliday, Lord Jamal, Marlo is on the way. AD Davis is on the way. We got a lot of questions that we're going to be asking because we want to talk FAMU. I want. Oh, that's from last night. Um, Mike had a question from last night that popped up. Hold on 1 second.
We ain't doing that foolishness with Mike tonight.
Lord Jesus. He been on the whole
No,
crusade.
this is on. This is on.
Oh, Mike still on the crusade.
He been on a whole crusade about the schedules, man. This man had a great system for the schedules.
Ironically, last night he had a good idea, like the broke clock. He's right at least twice. Um, but then he followed it up with insanity. So
Little baby, we just got to get him back in here. He was in here like 2 minutes ago, and then we went live, and we just got to get him back in.
yeah,
But yeah, I ain't get a chance to come on last night. I was in my feelings. So apparently I am in the market for a new job.
oh
So
yeah,
I'll be fine. I went through the necessary avenue as soon as I found out that I was let go. Filed unemployment and then start looking for other jobs.
so you good?
I ain't new to this. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this, but I even though I've been a store manager and manager myself, I would never, if you know you're gonna let somebody go, I'll never let them work their whole shift and then talk about.
Oh nah. When I do terms at seven a.m., like as soon as HR get there and put their stuff down, I go ahead and like, hey, we got terms. I'm not new. We not dragging this out.
It's ridiculous, man.
It is.
But I'm be here. Hopefully, I can make some more. I can, free myself to make a lot of content now, so I ain't got to worry about that. Mm. I do have my issue of what I saw this morning when I kind of like when I woke up.
No, not now. Not now.
Mm-mm.
Not now. Later. We got company. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later. We got company coming in. Company coming in.
Man, tell you what wild happened last night, dog. I had probably one of my most epic rants, and it wasn't recorded.
Yeah. So for those of you, we went to this new platform because the voice on it is really good for our audio podcast, and it also allows me to offload the content. We have 7 years of content on our current host, and so our current host is a little upset with all the gigs we have on their platform. So they have suspended fatmouthsports.net and downloading, decreasing the size of the content, and then finding another way to do it. Oh, hang on 1 second. Hey, Dennis.
Yeah, can you text me when he's in?
I will. Thank you. Hey, man. Dennis Driscoll, FAMU superhero. I don't care what nobody say. So, um, in the process of doing that, and mind you, I also am a programmer. I'm also going through physical therapy from my prostate removal. So I'm trying to do like 8 jobs in a week. So currently, Fat Mouth Sports is still suspended by our web host. We should hopefully by this weekend, knock on wood, I got it all taken care of. This platform allows me to host all the podcasts on this platform for the same price as us doing podcasts, live streams, and all of that. So this has been a godsend, but anytime you get something new, you got to work out the new car kinks, and,
Uh-huh.
and and that's what we're doing right now. So again, I want to thank everybody for coming out. We are just waiting on AD Davis to get in. We're gonna jump right into it, and then after that, we're gonna try and get some of the FAMU Avengers on to get their thoughts on it. But
Not the FAMU Avengers.
there he is.
All right. All right.
All right, we back. All right, so for everybody out there in Fat Mouth Sports and HBCU Overdrive Land, this is AD John F. Davis, Athletic Director of Florida A&M. Also, Board of Trustees member of Valencia College, and about 30 other jobs that you don't even know that he has. He is taking out time out of his day to come and just give us his vision on FAMU athletics, and we'll have some questions for him. First of all, I got to say this as a Florida State alum, being a Knoll and Rattler land, it's tough for us. It is tough for us, but we're here to do a good job. And the first thing I wanted to ask was, I know you just got the job last week, but what's your vision for FAMU athletics?
Well, first and foremost, I just want to again just thank you all for giving me this opportunity to be here this evening. I think it's also important. I mean, you're absolutely right. Graduate of Florida State University, actually attended Florida State University on an athletic scholarship from 1989 to 92. Uh, while they're at Florida State, I think it's always important for individuals to know, as they like to say, across the track, probably spent more time on FAMU campus as I did on Florida State because of the friends, because of the relationship you had with individuals that you played with in school as well as against in school. And with that, I'm very familiar with the culture at FAMU historically, the time that I've spent at Jake Gaither's gym and just standing room only back in the day, as well as just having a chance to engage with the football players and others. The vision here, I think, is first and foremost is to understand just the rich history and the tradition at FAMU, and not just its athletics, but the school in general. And with that tradition, and just understanding that in today's time, intercollegiate athletics has really become a business. And I think that is the one thing that is important when you begin to think about my background, the success that I've had with my leadership framework, and which I'll talk about, which is what will guide the work that we do here. The vision is simple, and that is to really get this department back in line with the rich history, the tradition, and the culture that has been established by those that have preceded us over the years at FAMU. And in this day and time, it's not as simple as just having titles, but really having individuals in place who do understand the importance of a business enterprise. And whether it's the PWIs, whether it's at the Power Four rank, whether it's at the Group of Five, and or in the world in which we live in of HBCU and being a part of the SWAC, FAMU will be that model for athletics across this nation, not just as part of the SWAC. So there's a lot of work for us to do, and over these first 150 days, we're going to be focusing on assessing the situation, and we'll begin to stabilize it, which is a part of the framework of assessing where we are, beginning to stabilize it in that first 150 days, and over the next 6 to 12 months, we will really start to focus on systematization as well as modernizing and transforming this athletic department by year 2030. You will hear me speak a lot about what we call Vision 2030. And oftentimes when we think about FAMU athletics, it's just about the sports, the 14 sports that we have. But as I mentioned before, today it is a business, and we want to make sure that we stand up the internals of the work that we do here to be able to support those sports. So we're going to run this athletic department as a business. And as a former athlete, I also understand the importance of being a student athlete. Ultimately, it's what it's about, and making sure that we prepare these students to be the best that they could possibly be in competition, in the classroom, and preparing them for life after competition as well.
Meredith, I promise you I'm going to get to that question. I already talked to him off camera earlier about that. We're going to get to that question in a minute. The next question I have for you, because of this new world of college sports, the Florida Board of Governors allowed Florida SUS schools to use auxiliary funds for revenue sharing. Is there currently a plan for Florida A&M to use those auxiliary funds for revenue sharing?
Absolutely. One of the things, as I mentioned, that is important in our Vision 2030. There are two pillars, verticals within this vision, and early on we're going to really focus on what we call resetting the standards, which basically means that we're going to establish the necessary structure and accountability and financial discipline and a clear operating systems and infrastructure that needs to be in place to support the work that we do here. The building the future is about the growth. I mean, it means that we're going to really focus on modernizing the work that we do here, our facilities, as well as standing up an NIL ecosystem. I think the thing that's important is oftentimes when we say NIL, most people think about what we see here now with many of the institutions, especially the PWIs, where players are getting paid to be a part of the schools and of the programs. We will stand up an NIL ecosystem. We've already begun that work internally, in which I like to say there's nothing new under the sun. And with the relationships that I have as well as others, we're looking at various plans, and as it relates to the PWIs, as it relates to the group of five, as well as many of our other colleagues across the HBCU world. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is really we began to identify individuals internally to create an internal committee and drawing individuals from various areas to be able to start to focus on that framework. And that is something, and that usually can take anywhere from 3 to 4 months to do it right. And once that's done, we'll begin to include other individuals. Internally, of course, you're going to deal with compliance, you're going to deal with student affairs, you're going to deal with coaches, you're going to deal with students. They're going to be, the attorneys, going to be various individuals that are part of that. You'll begin to consult with individuals externally as well who have done this for a living and really understand, the different verticals, whether you're dealing with the NIL component, whether you're dealing with the collectives and the rev share. The rev share is something in which we're looking at that, and that's the model that most institutions have moved towards, because it creates a larger chunk of change, as one would like to say, to be able to use from your ticket sales and many other ways to be able to drive that revenue. But the thing that is very important is to make sure that we do it the right way and not do it fast. And doing it the right way is to make sure that the education and the knowledge is there for our students, as well as it being there for our coaches and everyone that's going to be involved in the process. So that is something that President Johnson has said that is very important, and she wants to see it happen as quickly as possible. And that means we are already began that work since the day one that I've been here.
So I am not without my own personal agendas. And one of the things that I've said is that HBCU athletes, when they ask for NIL or rev share, it is a very different monster than what people see in the news. It is, as President Johnson said, the volleyball team lost a volleyball player to another school for $600 a month. And that is just absolutely unacceptable. And we do at FAMU have a external third party collective that has been doing not only NIL and I don't want to use contract management, if you will, but they've also done programs to feed athletes during the summer to make sure that they have nutrition standards. Have you had a chance to sit down with the Fang Exchange? By the way, that's Tashi and Tashay and Ashley here from Fang Exchange. But have you had a chance to either talk with anyone about Fang Exchange, or do you have plans to talk with Fang Exchange about the future going forward?
I absolutely have plans. I've had a chance to speak with individuals from various collectives. My job and role as AD is to make sure that we put this institution, this university, in the best shape possible to win. And what I mean by winning is, as it relates to athletics, it is important to make sure that there is a system that is in place for our coaches to be able to not just recruit, but to be able to retain players as well. That's just the world we live in. It's almost like, hey, listen, there are cars on the road today, and we're still rolling around in a buggy, and we've got to make sure that we're able to compete. And the tradition and the history of this university sells itself, but that's not enough. Coach Gray said it best during his press conference on January 9th. Kids want stuff, and we better believe and recognize that that's important. So yes, I will look forward to having those conversations. But the thing that is very important, and anyone that knows me and the success that I've had in my career, is we're going to do it the right way. And we're going to make sure that there's an institutional approach to setting up this NIL ecosystem. The fragmentations, the silos, whatever it may be, and it's no direct threat at the individuals or the collectives. But the point is, we've got to do it the right way, or you would have multiple 14 different sports, individuals are doing different things, and you just cannot win that way, in a sense of making sure that in representing this institution, that we will know and understand everything that's taking place across all sports. And that's what we're going to do. And we're going to make sure that those who want to be able to be a part of that opportunity, that I can assure you that I will engage with them. And you're always going to get straight up honesty from me. And we're going to make sure that we're putting the best foot forward to make sure that our athletes, our coaches in this institution is represented. And we're not going to lose players because we don't have a system in place. We may not have the revenues just yet of many of these, group of five and P4s, but we know what needs to be done. And you've got to get started, or you'll never get there. And we will get started.
I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, everybody, I'm going to ask the question because you put it in the chat like 5 times already. AD Davis, is there currently any plans to release season ticket pricing as it stands right now?
That has been approved, and stay tuned within the next 7 days. We're hoping to do that next week. But yes, there will be prices that are released, and we're looking forward. We can't wait to get those prices out. I think it's important, and being here. The other thing, and I mentioned, I talked about resetting the standards. Along with resetting the standards, I've made it perfectly clear to this team and have the full backing of the president as well as the leadership team at this university that we are going to do things in a way. We're not going to be last minute. I don't operate that way. And I've already began to tell the team that we should already have things in place for what we're going to do next year. If there's it's sad on us if we're going to ask our supporters and ask Rattler Nation to support us financially and understand the path that we're going to create. It's going to be clear as it relates to a Vision 2030 on the work that needs to be done. And shame on us for taking such a long time to get those things out to our supporters. And I can assure you, as we move forward, everything will be done in a timely fashion. And you all, and we got a lot of work to do. And I can assure you that will happen next week, in which you guys will know what the prices are, and to be able to get those out to you.
Well, I know we had a lot of technical difficulties in the beginning. I want to thank you for coming on. Anytime you want to come on the show, you are always welcome. We are happy to hear the message from FAMU.
Well, Mr. White, I thank you for this opportunity, and I can assure you that I will be back as we roll out our Vision 2030, exactly what that looks like on resetting the standard and building the future. Stay tuned for our phase two of phase one. We had Restore the Strike, in which Coach Gray has asked everyone to be generous enough to give for as it relates to the work that needs to be done, and we appreciate everyone that has played a part in giving. We had a $250,000 goal, and we exceeded 300,000, and that's something in which we could not do without you all. Phase two is going to be about all the work that people talk about that needs to get done. And the way it's going to be done is there's going to be a clear vision as it relates to what we're going to do with the infrastructure, what we're going to do with our athletes, what we're going to do with all 14 sports, and how it's going to be done. And working with you all, I can assure you it's going to be clear. And we're going to operate like that high level business enterprise in competition, as well as it relates to our everyday internals and the way a business should operate. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right, thank you, sir. Again,
Thank you all. Y'all have a good evening.
all right, thank you.
Thanks up.
Again, everyone, Athletic Director John F. Davis joining us to give us the good news. We do have FAMU Avengers here, or part of the FAMU Avengers here with Doc Holliday from HBCU Overdrive. We just lost one again. HBCU Overdrive. Ashley, Deshae, what y'all think? Well, hold on. Let me say this. If you thought 1 minute I wasn't gonna bring y'all up,
Oh, well, we knew that.
I made sure
We
that
knew that was going to happen. We knew for sure, Troy, that you were going to do that. You always make a point to do that for sure, along with others. So,
what thoughts?
He's about business and it's very clear, and I enjoy that and welcome that, because that's how you get things done. That's how you get dollars in. That's how you get folks in. That's how you bring things up to speed that in places where it need to be. So one thing for sure, and I've seen him on multiple platforms and in multiple places where he speaks about the athletic department and what he wants to do. And he sticks to the business, and that's actually, in my opinion, a good thing. We need to make sure we're moving forward in that way.
I'm impressed by the fact that he had or he has a real plan. It appears that is lined out, or he appears to at least have not concepts of a plan as as we've seen previously. But he has a real rollout, and it's what I also appreciate is that it is long term, right? So he's not just talking about 26 or even just 27. He's talking about something within the next 4 years, the into 2030. So it gives me hope, because we know that the AD position has been primarily, if we talk about instability at FAMU administration, the AD position has been the most inconsistent, the most turnover. And so to see an AD with a plan that is long term, that he plans to roll out, that he wants to do in phases, it's inspiring, and and Ashley and I have always said, however we can help FAMU, that's what this has always been about, is about helping FAMU. So however he chooses to address NIL and rev share and all the things, we always wanted to just be there to help out FAMU and to be that bridge until the athletic department could figure out what exactly they're going to do, so that we can make sure that we keep the athletes that we do have, and we're not losing them for $600 a month or something like that. So I just hope and pray that he's able to do all the things that he has planned, or that he's put together with his team.
Yeah, I also like to that he keeps using the word ecosystem, and I noted this the first time we heard him use the word ecosystem, which means that he does not intend to be on an island by himself attempting to get things done. An ecosystem is a community of people and places and things that come together for whatever the environment is going to grow and develop to be. So with that in mind, which is doing it together, which that's been seen all in, seems to be the going theme with doing things together as one big unit. So with him knowing he has to be responsible for 14 sports, granted, football, basketball, some sports kind of get more attention and shine than others sometimes, that he has an ecosystem that he wants to work with a group of all of us. He has to do things internally. And like Tashay said, we've had a lot of instability in the AD. So there are some things that are just not necessarily up to speed simply for the fact that we have some turnover. You get a new AD who was been in for 2, maybe 3 months, but probably 2, going on 2 months. There are things he has to survey the landscape of what he has to work with and what he needs to do to move forward. So that's the time that's what he appears to be doing now. And then when he comes back and says he pulls in external folks, that means that he has a solid foundation internally, and he can pull in all of us who are willing to do, whether it's media, whether it's NIL, whether it's fundraising for nutrition, and whether it's all the things. That's how you build a firm foundation. So I respect that a lot.
Real quick, South Florida Rattler. The reason that I didn't open it up to the panel is because we were already running late, and I gave amount of time that we would ask them questions, and we had already rolled past that. Also, the original plan was to have the Avengers come in after, but this new platform, I just brought everybody in. So that is on me. It wasn't necessarily something that I didn't want them to ask questions, or I gave him softballs. I made sure that the one that I thought would be the most controversial about Fang Exchange, I made sure that got asked. In future, we will have the panel on to ask questions. So I just want to make that clear. Also, I see the Florida State stuff. I'm not going to address that. Please go to our show on Tuesday. We addressed it. NIL is not causing Florida State no issues. Florida State has no money issues. They had bonds to do a revenue, to generate revenue to build a stadium. Relax on that. Rutgers got $535 million in debt. They ain't worried about nothing either. Relax. All right. Keith, what was your thoughts? I'm sorry. What was your thoughts on your frat brother? My bad.
Frat brother and church brother on that one, man. I'm impressed so far. I mean, this isn't my first time being in the same arena with him as far as just kind of talking about this subject. So I'm impressed. I love the idea, as Tashay mentioned. He's got a plan, and I love the fact that it's not just the idea of a plan; it's a plan, and it's something that's actionable so far. So I do want to see the other pieces of the plan, though. I do want to see those other parts that are going to be the things that we receive and the deliverables. Tashay definitely knows in education we're always looking for deliverables, so that's what I'm looking for. I want to see what deliverables are we going to get. We did see the fundraising hit over $300,000. Now, where do we get to the place where we see that next phase of, okay, now that we've raised $300,000, where do we put the money so that it continues to grow, it continues to do big things, and where does it go to a place where we can actually potentially even have it grow beyond that and even become maybe an endowment or something of that nature? But so far, of course, I'm impressed because his preacher is my preacher, his frat is my frat, so I'm biased.
I'm not gonna repeat none of our past conversations about that, Keith. You good?
The men that twirl candy canes.
Well, so he gave us a time frame for season tickets, so y'all can put y'all burning stakes down. It's coming. It's coming. I am looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to his 2030 plan, like y'all said. Like, he, as a programmer, I love the fact that there is a plan, there's a schedule to his plan, and it's not just something to put out there to shut people up and then throw a raffle at us to make us feel better. I like that plan. So, I mean,
You just couldn't help yourself.
He couldn't help himself.
He was like, I was
himself.
gonna let that slide. I
He
promise you, I was
could
gonna let
not
it
help
slide.
himself. I was gonna let it slide too, but since you said something,
I was gonna let it slide.
The Lord is still working on me. The Lord is still
He
working on me.
ain't working hard enough, bro. You about as bad as me.
But I will say this. It is, y'all know it. It's difficult for me to get on the bandwagon, but once I'm on, I'm on. And the things that I've heard, like I said, when Marva said what she said about losing a volleyball player because of NIL, I was like, oh, okay. and then to see that there's synergy with the athletic director,
I
I'm liking
mean,
where this going.
y'all know how I feel. I've been vocal about both hires. I want, and I've said too. I think I had this conversation with you. I want to be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm happy to be wrong, and I apologize. But I'm still hold my judgment. Um, I don't jump on bandwagons. I just become a supporter at some point. So if we are going to follow this trajectory and head in the right direction, by all means, I'll shut up and I'll support. But we ain't at that point yet.
But you have your right to feel that way though, in a sense, because what y'all what y'all been going through for the last couple of years as far as with certain instability at that position. Um and hopefully, just listen to what he's saying, that his plan comes, in full force, and y'all get yourselves back on the right trajectory. And I'll be honest with you, it's kind of crazy to hear about one of the more prestigious HBCUs that when it comes to having as far as with sports, the leadership at top, it changes out like every year, every other year or so, and hopefully he'll what I'm saying, like he'll stay for the long haul. He'll stay more than a year or so.
Yeah. My sincere
Yeah.
hope, my sincere hope, seriously, and I hope if he sees this, I'm very serious. My hope is that I've heard him say a few times, because like Ashley, I've listened to him a few times, and he said repeatedly that he won't shun any help, that he'll, accept any help. My sincere prayer and hope is seriously that we, as an institution, do not shun help, that we, as alums or supporters and or, okay, because most of us are both, and you know what I mean. So my prayer sincerely is that he means that, and that he does not shun the help, because there's so many of us that are willing to, that are calling, that are emailing, that are trying to really, really help and to get in where we fit in. There is a major deficit financially when we talk about the budget, right? Fiscally, at FAMU, but there are many people that are willing to do the work for free. Okay. And I know that because I'm one of them. I've offered, I'm not just talking about FAMU Exchange, I'm talking about outside of that. And so, there should never be a reason or a time where we lack in advisement. Okay. There should never be a time or a reason when we lack in any type of administrative role. There are many of us that will do it for free. So, Mr. AD, if you are watching, trust me and know you can call me personally. There are many of us that will do a lot of that work for free, just for the love and for all that FAMU has given to us and gifted to me personally. I know. So please, he said he's not going to shun any help, and so I really sincerely hope that he is in lock and step with that.
I think
Um,
sometimes people underestimate just how much we love that school, and that's what causes the side eye. Like, you really gonna go out of your
Absolutely.
way to help for free? Like, y'all don't understand. Like, a lot of us, and I've tweeted it before, but I don't think I've ever said it publicly. I don't know where I would be if I did not get in the FAMU.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
So
And
it's
I don't
my
know,
job to return that favor.
Facts.
but
real
here's
quick.
another thing too.
Oh, hold on, real quick, Doc.
Mhm.
EA, I saw your earlier comment. I just want to say this: if he's there for 20 years, 1 year, 5 years, if you put the infrastructure in place, you just keep rolling. The
Yep.
infrastructure is the important part. The problem that we've had is that we had leaders who had a plan, didn't put the infrastructure in place, they leave, and now we're starting from scratch again. The
Hmm.
infrastructure is the important part. Maybe Keith might have a better insight than I do, but from the outside looking in, the infrastructure for me is the most important part.
I think some of it also goes back to Tashay's point of support. Like we've had, as you mentioned, we've had leaders come through. I wouldn't just say they didn't have the infrastructure. they didn't have the support from the people that mattered. That,
Thanks.
not saying that all of us don't matter, but some of the people in the room that push the buttons, they didn't get the support from. I mean, I think in particular Milton Overton. I mean, some of the things he laid out are things that are just now kind of coming to fruition. Where
That
you
should
look
have
at,
been a 20-year AD right there.
correct, and you look at what he's done
Mhm.
at up there in Georgia,
Kennesaw.
Kennesaw State. Those are literally FAMU plans. Like, you can literally
Hmm.
look through a lot of those and look through his time at FAMU and say that was planned for FAMU. So I think sometimes it's not so much of just having the plan laid out, but it's having the people to get behind you and support the plan, because we all knew Kellen Winslow was going to fail because he lost the people. Like, the second he went
Early
out
at
there
that.
and, really chastised the people, you lost them. But then when Milton Overton came in, he had a plan, he had the people support, but then he didn't have the power brokers behind him. So now with, Davis, can he get the people behind him because he has the power brokers behind him? Like, I
Mm-hmm.
think the closest thing we've seen to this is probably actually Courtney Gaucher. And Courtney Gaucher lost people near the end just because of other stuff, and I ain't gonna delve into that. But I think this is the first time in a while we've seen where, okay, this AD's got the power brokers behind him, but can he get the people? Because if he can get the people behind him, however long he's here, whether it's 1 year or 5 years, I think that's going to matter. And I think he also, even within this current political landscape, he's got the ear of the governor, and that matters. I mean, you know,
Him and the president at that. That's crazy.
right. So he's got the ear of DeSantis and Marva, which is huge because he's sitting on the board down there at at Valencia. That's a huge potential feeder program for FAMU in general. He's sitting on that board there. So I don't think we can undersell how these relationships do matter. Some of the stuff they told us in the presidential search is kind of coming to fruition to a certain degree. But having him deliver a plan, and whether he leaves or stays, leave that plan and have it become actionable, but also have the people that will carry out the action, is very important to me.
And that, what I was saying was that too, like the fans, like the people have to be patient and let it come to fruition. You
I don't
know,
think patience is our problem. Like we've said patiently through worse. I don't think patience is our problem at all. I think our issue, how do I say this? We
mm-hmm.
can be patient. Let's put it that way. I don't think patience is our problem. I think we just have a low tolerance for BS. And once we feel like you BSing us, then we out.
Okay, I can see that though.
Well, to your point, for FAMUans, the work is always gonna speak. That's it.
Yep.
If you do the work, we gonna join in, whether we like
Yep.
you or not. Because when the work starts to speak, ultimately every FAMUans at the heart and at the root and at the core of what we want is what's best for FAMU. So if the work begins to talk, it don't
Mhm.
matter if we don't like you. The
Mm.
work is gonna speak. So if he puts in the work and those plans are not concepts of a plan, they're actionable, they begin to yield real results and make actual successful production, then we gonna join in, we gonna support. um Everybody can tell he ain't come he can he coming in hot, right? Like, he is not
Mhm.
playing. He came in hot, he coming in hot. So, it is what it is. But if the work works, we gonna join in, period.
Then so be it. Exactly.
That's
I mean,
it.
Mhm. Yeah.
even like not taking it lightly, but just showing what it is. Like we've seen an increase in attendance at men's basketball games because the work
Correct.
is showing.
Correct.
Yep.
So I've always, if you build it and it makes sense, we coming. If
We
you build
coming.
it and you win, we coming.
Facts.
We just have a low tolerance for bullshit, and once we
Hmm.
see it, we just gonna look from afar and be like, yeah, when they firing this fool,
Yes.
and then we start over with the next person.
And as you mentioned, we are patient. I mean, you think about basketball,
Yep.
you may only see it in this year, but this actually goes back to Patrick Curry. Like, you saw the
Facts.
success last year, and then you brought
Hmm.
in, whatever happened. Now Charlie's here, and Charlie's still bringing some semblance of winning basketball. And then people are like, "Oh shoot, I can get behind this." One thing, as you
Mhm.
said, FAMU fans are not going to put up with BS, but we're fickle. We are true fans. We're not going to put up with losing. And I got to give credit to Skip Bayless. He said this before, not Skip Bayless. I'm sorry. I forget the guy who said it. He does Fox Sports, but he pretty much gave the point of real fans aren't the fans who just stay there and get beat down because you're losing. Like that's not fandom. Fandom is fanaticism. But my fanaticism definitely stops when you as an owner or as a team stop caring. And we as a FAMU fan base are like that. The second you show us you don't care, we don't care. And sitting up here expecting us to wear beatings and give you our money just because you're losing, that's not reality because there's too much competition. Like
ain't doing that.
You think about it, just
exactly.
No, like
and one thing about FAMU is, and for sure about FAMU is like it goes both ways for us. Like, and I'm not gonna call no names, but you saw us go hardcore for a particular situation, and when it didn't look like what we wanted to look like,
we up off that train, baby.
What Kelvin said.
We was up out of there.
So again,
and don't have no shame about it.
And don't have no shame.
Okay,
don't feel no kind of way about it.
It didn't work.
It's not working.
You gotta go.
Yeah. And it's not a pure fan base. That's the other problem. Like a lot of times we forget about with HBCUs. Unlike across the street at Florida State, you have pure FSU fans that are only FSU fans. My friend that I go to the UF football games with, to see UF in Kentucky, he's a pure UF fan. He don't rock with no other college but UF. Most black people ain't like that. I hate to say it, but most black people, you from South Florida, you're a Miami fan and a FAMU fan. A lot of people from Tallahassee, you a FSU and a UF fan, and you a FAMU fan. Like, so you don't have the luxury of having pure fans that you the only team that they rock with. Like, you the team we rock with at this level, but at another level, we rock with somebody else. So you kind of got to understand that when you're talking about this fan base, there's nuance to it. And with this demographic, there's nuance to it that makes it such that you can't be losing games just for losing. Because I can go to Orlando Magic game or I can drive to Tallahassee. It may cost more to get to Tallahassee, so I can get better seats in Orlando. Like, so you have that competition all day long. So that's something that, just going forward, we definitely have to understand and make sure we're paying attention to.
Because I mean, and we get so many, and we have had some turnover at the AD position. It's no secret, it's obvious, and in everybody's face, and the point of conversation for a lot of people. But one thing for sure, like, and I don't know at what point they did it to us, but somewhere along the way, we're gonna protect the shield. I see JT put it in the chat, Mother FAMU over everybody, and that's real.
Exactly.
So the moment you come in here and you're for Mother FAMU, no matter, it is and the plans and the things are working, we're in it to win it with you. The moment it does not appear to be that way, we have problems because we're gonna protect home base. It doesn't matter who you are as a FAMU. It just doesn't. Like,
that's why I like to routinely remind people we fired a football coach during homecoming
that went to FAMU.
Okay.
He was
alumni.
And is he not an alumni and a FAMU Hall of Famer?
Yes. And he was fired the Tuesday before homecoming. So that's like that is, but that's the bar that I have to give people when they be like, man, y'all tripping. No, we not.
No.
An alum.
It was his birthday.
An alumni, a Hall of Famer. It's his birthday.
And it was on his birthday.
Don't care.
I keep forgetting that. It was his birthday. It was homecoming week. He is FAMU alumni, FAMU Hall of Fame. NFL. We didn't care. He don't work here.
I believe he's Alpha Z. I know he's a Kappa.
So that that is literally my measuring stick. I was like, so when y'all want to talk about fandom and fanatics, there you go. It don't get no worse than us.
There's a guy that's missing. There's a guy that's missing tonight who is friends with him that reminds him that he coached so bad that he got fired on his birthday at his birthday celebration. So fandom is different.
Time out.
That's your homeboy.
That's what I have. Doc, that's what I have been trying to tell you. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't get it.
We don't play about FAMU.
And that's what I'm saying. I feel like we get judged so hard, but it ain't on us, it's in us.
And he is Alpha Z.
And my rebuttal to that will always be, you should love your institution like I love mine. Then you wouldn't take no bullshit.
at all.
Oh, y'all showed out on the internet over at AD and Will. Maybe you and your alumni should show out just as bad as we did.
I'm feeling attacked
hold
right now.
on.
I'm feeling real
I'm
attacked
still-
right now.
I got to hear
I'm
what Doc
still
got to say. Doc is the only non-FAMU. What you got to
I'm
say,
trying
Doc?
to wrap my head around. Damn.
Bro.
Kid Riley got fired on his birthday and his birthday celebration.
No, we're talking about Earl Holmes.
No.
Earl Holmes. Earl Holmes is a FAMU Hall of Famer.
Hold on. That changes everything.
Let me explain it. Let me explain it. So a few years after the firing, he was in Orlando. Marlo knows everybody, some of everybody. Yeah. I was unaware that we was at this birthday celebration. I was like, oh, there go Earl. He's like, yeah, let's go talk to Earl. And it reminded him at his birthday celebration that he got fired during homecoming, during his birthday week, at his birthday celebration that we was enjoying free drinks and food at, and said, you should probably did a better job. I think that's what he said, something to that effect.
Mm-hmm. This is a family.
And he not the first one. We fired Clement Johnson too, the basketball coach. Also, FAMU alumni. Number is hanging in the Rafters.
He should have never got the job,
Hall of Fame. He should not have, but he had one, and he got fired as well. So what you expect?
Hey, you know what? I'm getting hold on. I'm getting sick of seeing that we got 20 ADs in last. Say the whole sentence. A pimp named Slickback. You got 17 national championships with them ADs. A pimp named Slickback. So when y'all get crazy,
hold on, Troy. Certain ADs, because certain ADs are straight up losers. But I know one thing: Mr. Magic Michael Smith, he can make you disappear and he can make you reappear, but he can also get you some championships. So let's make sure we put some respect on that brother's name, because Michael Smith is a big reason for some of these championships. Like, he's still paying dividends even after he done stepped up, stepped down, stepped up, stepped down, did a spin, did a little alpha shimmy shake, whatever the heck they do. And yes, give that man some credit.
Went to 2 other departments and got called back.
And still had coaches winning championships when he was gone.
I thought I was out and they keep pulling me back in.
Literally. I'm pretty sure every time they say, man, athletics, he rolled his eyes and be like, let me just go ahead and grab
on over here.
And just go back over there.
That is the funniest conversation. Oh my gosh.
Hey, Jamal, he be like, how long I'm gonna be here? Shit.
Right.
Pretty much. It's like that. How long this time?
Cool. It's like that, Doc. Really though, like real talk. He really, like, I remember when Tiff came in, I was joking with him. I was like, yeah, you about to be the AD again? And he started laughing. 3 weeks later.
Knew.
It was already in the plan.
Bro, here's something funny. This last time, I was talking to him at the stadium. I'm like, yeah, we got to get you on the show. He was like, okay. It didn't happen. I didn't know what was going on in the background. It didn't happen. And then we got AD Davis. So, but yeah.
Mike Smith won't get away from. Ain't he in the drop program, or is he about done?
He's in the drop program, from what I know.
Yeah, that might be when he finally be like, good, they can't call me no more. Yes, we can, sir. It's been a year. Come on.
Oh man.
Oh Lord.
I know we ain't talk, I don't know. I ain't know what y'all talked about last night, Troy. But can I say that the NFL MVP, the offensive MVP, and the defensive MVP all hail from the DSW area?
Y'all still in the football state, so what the fuck do we care?
What?
Oh, I can't say that now.
On that note, listen, before y'all get started, I'm gone. I'm gone. Good
hold on. We wasn't even supposed to be doing that. This not.
We wasn't even supposed to. Doug always starting stuff.
I ain't start this time. I just said, hey.
You go. Wait. Let me tell y'all.
You started in the group chat. You started in the group chat.
I posted that 60 players that are playing in the game on Sunday are from Florida. The MVP is from. I don't give a fuck. Y'all producing one good football player for every 12 million people over there. Okay,
oh man. This is not what we were supposed to be doing. So we gonna table this.
Heisman Trophy winners, though.
Oh my God! And Keith is now joining.
Yes,
in.
we got that too.
Terrible. Listen, Fat Mouth Sports is a terrible influence on people. I just
asked the question.
What was a terrible influence?
I didn't say no fighting words. I just asked the question.
Am I a terrible?
I said the fighting words. I stand on what I said.
Right.
Everybody that came in, for everybody that came in, we were supposed. This is a AD Davis post-interview discussion. Somehow people pulled out their pistols and it became Hatfields and the McCoys. That's
now you got a good sound bite.
That recruiting though. You know we can't not say that Florida's has less spectacular talent than we do. I mean, you literally have a whole place that is called the state of Miami, and your AD is from the muck. Pahokee.
Man, we grow football players in Florida. What are you talking about?
This is media, Troy.
I don't have football players in Florida. I never said y'all had good football players in Florida. Remember, you got to remember, NFL all-time NFL rushing leader is from Florida. Yes. Yes.
No Florida.
Where he was tops in receiving yards, catches, and touchdowns. But he's from Fort Lauderdale. Okay, I understand this. Look, come on, man. Don't beat me up. I'm just saying.
No, you be starting. Don't be doing that.
See, I missed the fight in the chat. I was just standing up for Florida. I'll fight for Florida.
No, I just said I feel proud. I felt proud because of the fact that three of the top three players did come from the state of Texas. Came from this area, and I got a chance to watch all three of them.
I love that.
That's my whole take.
I'm gonna move this along. I will say this: what I'm grateful for was that AD Davis came in and he started talking about. He wasn't making comparisons to other HBCUs or other FCS schools. His role models for the program were Group of 5 FBS schools.
Yep.
So I like that a lot. Again, being a no in Rattler Nation, it is tough when no's don't do well, and I hope he does well. I absolutely hope he does well.
I mean, we got plenty of no's on campus. I mean, hell, the band director's a no. He's a FAMU Rattler first, but he went to FSU.
I can understand that.
I can understand that because they got a PhD in music program,
right? And we can't have it. So
right, and we can't have it. So I mean, but there are. I think I said was it last week's show before last show when I pretty much said that we have a lot of Rattler knows, and a lot of it is because of the graduate feeder program. I'm not ever gonna knock my fellow Rattlers that get to go across the street and do they graduate studies for the free ever.
I think you said that I think you said that on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, go to Florida State, go to UF, go to University of Wisconsin, go wherever you need to go if it's free. Get your money, get paid. Black people get paid. Ain't never gonna knock it.
But I know, we said we was gonna keep this short because, man, we had a lot of shows this week. We definitely had a lot of shows this week, and again, I am thanking everybody for the Tuesday night show. Y'all showed up and absolutely showed out. Thank you. Like, we hit over 40,000 views this week because of that. Listen. Me and Marlo, when we started doing this with Theo, we was doing this for fun. Just sitting around talking about your team suck better than my team suck. That's what we was doing. And one day the SWAC said, won't y'all come to media day? And it's been on and popping ever since. I still got to add, I really want to know, was they looking at our earlier shows? Because we was cussing like sailors. Like, we all cleaned up now. We pilots.
We still cuss.
Have you
I said the N-word like 12 times in one show 2 weeks ago.
Have y'all ever talked to Commissioner McClellan?
Yes.
No,
he is
I haven't.
just like us. He is just like us. Like, seriously, he does not. He'll watch it. He will watch it, and he will let you know.
Yes,
that he watched your show.
Yes, I told you before, Troy. whatever you say about Dr. McClellan, Dr. McClellan knows, and he will calmly walk up to you, give you that nice handshake, and it's a different kind of handshake for the folks he don't rock with. He cool with you. Oh man, he'll handshake, one of these on the shoulder, and give you a nice little head nod. He don't rock with you, boy. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he will let you know. Like, hey, I like what you doing over there with how you doing it. Keep up the good work. Or he'll be like, hey, can we change some stuff about this? You don't need to talk about this. Because the thing about him is he wanted to keep the conference in a good light, and and that's the best thing about him. We ain't even had this type of growth in a long time in the SWAC. So for people who don't like him, that's y'all personal business. That's y'all personal choice. I don't think he's a bad commissioner. He's doing a good job, doing a great job, even though he did graduate from Prairie View. I'm trying to figure out how he left out of Jackson to go to Prairie View.
Because he wanted to get away. Same reason why people go elsewhere out of Tallahassee.
But I'm just saying.
He said, bye, I'll be back later.
I only went to USF because I had to go to grad school there. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have been at USF. I don't even claim USF.
That's around the corner down the street from you, man.
I lived I grew up in St. Pete. There was a campus in St. Pete. 8 minutes walking. Yeah, it's still there. 8 minutes from my house walking. No, I was not. It's a shame. I got a whole master's degree from them people. Act like I ain't never set foot on the campus.
Look, Troy, I don't never talk about that. I've only gone to one HBCU. Them other schools, you hear about the first one. That last one, I appreciate the papers, but I don't talk about that school. And they ain't got no sports. No.
Wait, who was the last one?
National Louis University. I got my master's in education leadership.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, before we get out of here, Flomo beat up on New College of Florida, men and women. I thought that was funny.
Nobody care about that. That's
New College of Florida ain't never gonna win nothing because they not supposed to have an athletics program.
No. And now they got the extra. They don't even have their old quirky nerds. They got these new conservative nerds. So that's just reparations.
But that was Keith, that whole move was designed to get rid of the quirky nerds because the quirky nerds challenge the status quo. The conservative ones don't.
New College was made for the weird kids. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't care who knows or who don't know it. Back in the day, New College was where you sent those kids that were kind of artsy, kind of alternative. My first girlfriend, she was a New College kid. She didn't go there, but that was like her top choice. Like, and they changed it around, and now it is what it is, and now they're dealing with a whole bunch of debt.
It is about to be more because they're trying to train the who?
I think they used to be either the Circus College or the Circus Museum.
No, you think about Ringling. They closed the Circus College.
Okay. Yeah. But man, listen, y'all right. Y'all right.
EA, I'm about to say, don't you ask him about no media shit.
No, but I think I said it Tuesday. New College was mainly for the genius level hippies.
Yeah, it was like
that's what it was for.
And let's be honest, the state of Florida effed over USF. Like USF,
they did.
USF was the only system school in the state, and
they took 2 of their campuses.
Thank you. Really working on a third one now because they're trying to give it a New College.
They are because they're trying to give it a New College. Yep.
Like
I put it in the group chat today. A New College, like, bro, we can't manage $53 million worth of debt. What are you doing?
That's okay though. Never mind.
It is.
Not my problem, not my worry.
Yeah.
No.
Again, I don't want to keep everybody late because I made some ribs. I smoked some ribs and I made some homemade ice cream. I'm finna
And you're not supposed to be eating ice cream.
No.
He said it's mostly sugar free. Mostly.
Where the blonde haired lady when we need her? You trying to get your butt beat.
She watched me put the ingredients in. The only thing that was not sugar-free was the heavy cream. And I'm sorry. I'm not trying to. I already tried to use that sugar-free heavy cream. It ain't the same.
And you eating pork right before the Super Bowl? Troy, you just want your wife to beat you.
My mother-in-law My mother-in-law said she's making chili again, and I'm finna get me some chili for Super Bowl.
I'm frying fish.
Yes,
I gotta work.
South
So if
Florida
anybody
Rattler, they
want to
do.
send me a plate, please.
Yes, they do have a circus. Well, they have the circus program.
They
Did they
brought it
finally
back.
finish the tent? Because
I
that
don't know.
tornado tore up the tent.
They remember they
What,
had
Florida
got rid of
State
it. Yeah, they
Circus?
got rid of it for a minute and then they brought it back because
They brought it back, but then the last tornado ruined the tent. Cause I remember they had a GoFundMe, and I was like, all that money y'all got over there, y'all got a GoFundMe.
it's because
And
the
started
state don't
judging.
want them to have that. They have that against the state's wishes. That's why.
What, a circus? So
Yeah.
kids can't even have fun at a circus.
No.
The state is a bunch of party
That
people.
go back to John E. Bush. Remember? John E. Bush was like, we need to get rid of all these programs that don't turn into jobs. So what about critical thinking? What about
Shit,
philosophy?
it's a circus in town right now. It's been sold out all weekend. That's a job. Just saying.
Hey,
Just saying.
it's a circus in DC. We always talk about it all the time.
Ooh, that's a good clip right there.
Goodness.
Man.
I'm ready for baseball season though. I'm ready for
Softball.
baseball season.
Softball
Season start this weekend.
Hey.
Softball beat Howard today.
Got our lick back. At least the woman doing something right.
And I'm gonna make it worse. Keith, they beat them 7-6. I said, what? Beat them again, man.
Hey, listen, somebody tell Must Be Trey because I made a joke. I started it. I said, hey, I'm ready to talk about softball, but we're going to leave Bethune out. And Must Be Trey said, posted the beatdown they play Arlington Christian. I didn't even know that was a college.
Be nice.
I said, where is that?
I don't know.
Arlington, probably in Texas. I don't know, but I'm going to be
Is
nice.
it Arlington? Is it supposed to be Arlington Baptist?
I saw Christian up there. Let me check my.
Let me see, because
I just had a Wildcat line me up. He did an amazing job, so I'm going to be nice.
Why are you doing that?
Oh, my barber. Look, I don't play. My barber. Look, my barber is a Wildcat. Fred don't play, and he played baseball at Cookman, and his wife played basketball at Cookman. Like but I can't help. Y'all look, you don't play with them Clippers, though. Yeah.
Hey man, again, for everybody out there, I'm gonna be honest with you. If it was not for Dennis Driscoll, none of this would be happening. Like we joking and
I'm not gonna say nothing.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
No,
Troy walking into it.
I'm gonna be that dude that stand on that hill because I was the dude a few years ago who could not. I didn't need them to give me no free tickets. I just wanted access to the post game, and that was in my email. I was on the ban list, and I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be a better Christian, but I can't let that go. Every time I try, I just think. Every time somebody say something that I don't like, I remind them, and Canada Junior is still beef.
Canada Junior.
I mean, ain't that in Canada Junior? Ain't that in Canada Junior? Ain't that in Ohio somewhere?
What's that?
Where our former SID went. You know, Troy still got beef.
Well,
did he go to Kent State?
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
And for everybody, it's like, oh, you can tell me no. I'm cool with no. I am not here to tell my story. I am not here. Y'all's heard me say on the podcast, don't follow me because I can't get you no scholarships. We don't do this. Like, we do this out of love. We spend our own money to go to games, have these platforms. We do this for the love. We here to tell the players' stories. Little baby.
Y'all probably cuss too much.
No, I do. I try not to.
Look, because
I act good when we have guests. It's just when they leave,
Look, I ain't gonna lie to Troy. That first year, me being media, I got a couple games where that shoulder tap was right there, and it was on the sideline. Hey, I got that shoulder tap on the sideline. Come on up to the press box once or twice. I ain't gonna hold you. So yeah.
So just understand. I and again, I'm honest about who I am. I send the emails to Florida State for access. I know I'm never getting it. Well, not with this current administration. I know I'm never getting it.
He ain't gonna be
The
that long.
next one, the next one,
Nah, he not
you
gonna be that long.
Heck,
yeah,
ain't
the next
nobody
one.
gonna be that long from Florida State. Let's be honest, Troy. Like, if you're not doing an Olympic sport, all the revenue people gonna get fired. Like
Yeah,
Luke Laus, he ain't got long. Unfortunately, my girl Brooke, Brooke might not last long. That ain't
they
completely her fault.
they
Mike
kneecapped her.
Norvell, he got about 3 weeks until
I
it's
was just
over.
about to say that they weren't even fair to her. But if they do it after this season and she want to stay in Tallahassee, it'll probably be a job opening somewhere in town.
Why? Why? We got everybody watching tonight. Jesus.
I said probably.
Well, y'all know how I feel about Brooke, so I ain't gonna go
Again,
down that
I,
rabbit
I
hole.
hope I'm lying. I hope I am exactly wrong, and I would say so if I'm wrong.
EA, all I can
It's
tell
all
you is I had a gentlemanly conversation with him at the MEAC SWAC challenge. So I thought we was all aligned that when I send you an email, just respond back either yes or no, and it's cool. That wasn't the case. That wasn't the
Nah,
case.
but he also he seems to me like the type of dude that you have to be like, hey, bro, you can't like not. I don't want to say beat around the bush, but you can't beat around the bush. You pretty much have to say, bro, what is this? Like, what's going on? Or he'll keep going about it the way he's going about it,
he keep
which
doing the same shit.
is cowardly if you ask me. Because again, if you did something wrong, if I did something wrong, if I don't have something that's quite right that's preventing you from giving me access, then say that. Don't run away. Don't ignore me. Like come on.
I'll say this. Josh is very much of a straight shooter when it comes to just dealing with them. He is very much my experience. I can only speak to my experience. Because I had a complete opposite experience from Troy. So I had a great experience with Josh. I still have his number. Um, he worked with me really well. He helped he really helped me with things up kind of becoming what it has kind of become, and even just letting the fifth quarter be what it is. But he's definitely been one of those people where he was probably I'm not gonna say probably he was overworked, and that some of that I don't know why you were on the ban list, Troy. I kind of joke and chide. It might have been the cuss, but it was also there were a lot of people that were trying to get on the sideline
Mm-hmm.
that didn't need to be on the sideline, and some of that was the Dion effect,
Uh,
and so that was also part of the okay, we got to limit some of these people on the sideline because outside of even us, you got coaches and this and this and this. Like that homecoming with Grambling, the sidelines was packed. and it was
and
kind of
that was ridiculous too.
right. And that was some of the problems we were having. So
Yeah.
I'll speak to that much of it. It wasn't just a
And hold on,
y'all thing.
I will say this: as far as like the sideline passes and all of that, I understood, and it was like shortly after he left. So I'm not on the
Yeah.
sideline stuff. I give him breaks on like that.
And the press
We
box,
know,
because you've
yeah,
been in there. You've
yeah,
been in that. That press
we knew
box
that.
after you credential 5 people is too many.
It is too
Uh,
many. Y'all sitting just like this.
There is no
Ain't
sitting.
there's no there ain't
there is
no
no
sitting.
sitting.
Yeah,
There is standing.
yeah.
And eventually
Yeah,
you stand you feel into the crowd. Like I've
Yeah,
had FAMU games before where I just sit in the stands with the fans,
yeah.
find a homeboy, and I talked to my homeboy Conrad, and we just started chopping it up and watching the game. Like I've actually pulled my laptop into the bleachers and typed on the bleachers what I was going to do post game at the top of the stadium, like because there's nowhere to sit in the press box.
So
Hmm.
like I know I
And
tell
the old
y'all,
press box was even worse.
and to be fair, I know I tell y'all I want to hit Josh with a Nerf bus probably every other day, but he was also very good at a lot of the aspects of being a SID. So don't get it twisted
Yep.
there. He was SWAC SID of the year. So don't get
Yes.
it twisted on that.
I've literally been at games where, and I'm not telling you from, I have seen and worked with Josh doing statistics where I'm calling the stats. Josh is entering the stats. Josh stops entering the stats to go tell the students what pictures to take, starts uploading photos. And during the game, I'm calling stats. He's entering the stats and he's also updating the website. And I'm like, how in the world are you doing these four things at one time? Is beyond me because I'm struggling just to call who got the ball and who shot and who's doing what, let alone enter it in, key it in, and have to provide all that. It was wild. Like, I don't think people understood how much work that cat was doing and how much work the SID does at some of our schools.
Oh, I know I know how it is. I it's so funny because a couple weeks ago when Danny came up here to Dallas, uh, we on the sidelines of the basketball game. She's doing the we both taking pictures and everything, but she's also doing video. She's also doing interview. Then get in the car so we can get something to eat. She in the passenger seat. She's doing all the graphics and stuff for the app, the post game and everything. And I was like, you know what? You better than me,
Bro.
Yeah.
That's
you
wild.
you better than me because I'd have been like, man, fuck that shit. I give it to you.
Like literally editing the graphics for halftime during the game, like also helping us with stats because I've done stats for basketball, FAMU football, and volleyball statistics. It was a lot. Like there was a lot that people don't see that our SIDs have done and do as far as Josh and Dennis that I can be like, yo, you spend 2-3 hours in their shoes and you're like, what in the world is going on? How do you do all this?
South Florida Rattler, let me let you in on a little secret. As a programmer, when I leave my job, I got to give passwords. I got to give in depth information on where everything is before I leave that job. I'm going to tell you that in depth information is not readily available. So when I'm sending something, nobody else had mentioned this. I sent a site that had not been updated that he wasn't even aware of. And I sent that over. So if you see something, send it over to him or send it to me and I'll send it over to him because all of the information, the number of, all right, programmer, pet peeve. Why do we have 8 million different applications to do the same thing? We can use one point application to do all these other things. But because you have disconnected processes, you have all these things going on, right? So when people get mad that this hasn't been updated and that hasn't been updated, there's software out there, and I'm sure we can't afford it because I can't afford it anymore, that will update all of your social medias, every account across all platforms. But when I say it ain't cheap for corporations that are for profit, a Florida State don't even use that.
And not let alone, let's be honest, I'll take y'all behind the curtain. For some of these social media pages, the SID doesn't have the password because some coach created that, and even Josh didn't have some of those passwords. So it'd be like, hey, what's going on this website? Like, oh, if you know who's got the password of that, you tell me. So you think about some of these coaches have come, left FAMU, and they may not even be coaching anymore, but they got the password of this social media page and they don't remember how to log in.
Little baby sidearm sports is my mortal enemy. It is absolutely my mortal enemy. The UI for Rattler Plus, we can meet outside. That's how bad it was. Programmers, I have been in a programmer fight over a bad UI discussion. And these people actually launched that and had us paying for it. That's how mad I was about that. But we'll let that go. We'll let that go. Oh no. This is listen. Yeah, I might be on the Virginia State ban list. Oh no,
it should be. Half
so
of y'all should be.
So Flo, what I came to realize when we first started getting involved with the actual athletic departments was that not just FAMU, Graham, a lot of the schools use the same companies and they're not building websites, they're giving software. So like when I was filling out requests on FAMU's website for media access, it didn't work. And then I would fill out the same form on Bethune-Cookman's website. Guess what? It didn't work because the company behind it needs work. How about that? See, I didn't trash them. I said they just need some work. How about that? See, growth. Little baby, I promise you. You know what? Quick story time. I worked at a company. My boss hired me for one specific job. On day 3, I was working on an application that was not in my main programming language. That was probably 3 years out of date, and nobody could tell me about the security protocols of that application. Then put me in front of the CEO and said, "We gonna get this done in the next 2 weeks." All right.
But
He
yeah,
would have spent the next 2 weeks hiring a new programmer.
Oh no, I got it done. But I gave them limits on what they could, because people, when you start working on stuff, they want to add stuff in. And I was like, no.
Yep.
None of that. It's just gonna work. That's all it's gonna do. Because if you add something, you might break something. So we just gonna get it done. But I do want to thank everybody for coming in. AD Davis. It took some work. We had to work with the schedule. Like I said, he got 30 jobs, so we had to kind of juggle everything with it, and he came on, and I appreciate it. Like, as long as I can tell these stories, I absolutely love anytime anybody come on. I will be working on getting players and coaches. And if you are another institution and you haven't seen any of your coaches or dignitaries from your school on, I have probably reached out, with the exception of UAPB. The scheduling just got crazy because the women's basketball team had a whole bunch of stuff going on. Outside of them, I've reached out to just about every school. So you saw we had Coach Curry on from Grambling State. We reach out. Sometimes them applications on them websites don't work all the way they should. So, but we will continue to try and get them on them. So, for myself, HBCU Overdrive, Keith Hadley with Fangs Up Podcast, Lord Jamal. Marlo couldn't make it because Marlo is working on his vehicle. There is a wrench being banged on something for no reason at all right now. I know it is. So if you in Orlando and you pass by a house with a dude that got his fog lights on this time of night and all you hear is bang, 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 that's Marlo. That's him. So for everybody at Fat Mouth Sports, I want to thank y'all for coming out. We are out.